to see the last time 100 Thieves beat Sentinels. Balla, that was 2020. I mean, we were wee lads when that happened.
And we really haven't even seen them beat them in VCT, the actual circuit. It's been a while since we've seen 100 Thieves be able to be favorites in this series overall. I mean, the last time they played, Steel was on the team. So this is going to be a good one, guys. We haven't been able to participate this entire year because they've been on other sides of the group. Right away, Asuna going for the fast, basically Sentinels-esque play, and he gets away from Zelsis.
We'll see how much further they go. See the neon. Initially, it was Asuna who goes forward. This time it's Zelsis. He's trying to clear some space, and Bang's just able to clear him out right back. That right click, so clean to open up the series. Bang's still holding the tower as Asuna pushes his way forward. Back and forth here. It's a 3v3. Really not going down which way as Bang just has not been cleared. 3 on the round for him. 10s falls. 100 Thieves strike first blood.
That was a really good round from Derek, specifically the breach player. I know he didn't get much in terms of kills, but he set up both Asuna to be pushing that right back out of Canteen, and then as well Bang with the stim who held on in tower. Really well played from the both of them, and also great patience from 100 Thieves overall in that one, going for that very aggressive push into tree, which Sentinels was doing a lot in their game against Shopify. And then Asuna just falls right back, allows Sentinels to come in after spending a lot of utility trying to re-clear tree. So good pistol for 100 Thieves, and I think we're going to go back and forth on these pistol rounds throughout this series.
Go, go, go.
We'll see whether that's the case. Sentinels testing the waters over a dish. They have a 3-man push that way, while the rest of the attacking side is down long. Really just kind of causing some ruckus, Balla.
With a little bit of clearance over towards dish, they're going to fall back, Sentinels is. And they're going to rock into Will's trademark. That's going to be their first hurdle. And Bang's playing here as well. Both on site, though, so if they get a good pinch going, it's going to get dicey for 100 Thieves on this site. Still also some presence for Sentinels inside of halls. Securing the orb right now. A slight trap potential there. But it's not going to spring.
Burning the clock down to a little over 40 seconds left. And again, they slowly creep their way out towards B. It's been quiet, other than the knife that was used, and Will on the swing.
Oh.
Trademark's gonna give something away.
That trademark actually gives them false information here. We actually have somebody in spawn already.
So, yep, he still had Bang up in tower.
Down B.
And once again, he
One enemy remaining.
spiked well out of reach. What can they do? Nothing. Prime Gaming flawless.
Very nice stuff so far on the anti-eco and the pistol from 100 Thieves. Thought for a second there was going to be some danger with Zelsis lurking his way up into spawn past the trademark. While the KO knife got Will suppressed on the site, but thankfully it wasn't able to do too much damage. Not the biggest of deals so far here for Sentinels. It's 2 rounds down, and now they have the weapons, and it's all Spectres except for Will. 100 Thieves, a full bonus. And I will say, first 2 rounds, Zelsis both first deaths. A complete shift where he barely had any against Shopify, and in fact had 12 first kills in that game.
See Shaz dropping some of the utility. See if they can give Sentinels some room to work with. There's nobody on side ball. It's just a little bit of action hanging out towards drop. Will still holding that angle. Smoked off. Trademark really around here, and they're going to push their way forward. Note on the other side of the map, Tens is causing some problems over towards B. He's drawing attention. It's a spike planted at A.
Does he expect 2 players here, though, in Arcade? Making noise now, Tens!
Yes, he does. You see the transfer not coming through. Man, giving him a little shoulder, a little something to think about. The Spectre wins that out. Now they can turn their attention over to A. This is where the prize possession really is. Zelsis floored.
Nice double swing, too, for Will and Bang there. Good coordination, but still a lot to play for here. We've got no Molly for Shroud, though.
Abra trying to hold back, but the stun in his face is a bit too much. Asuna on the tap. See the Molly start to swing through. Will's pinching around at just the right time. He's able to clean up Shroud as well. 3 on the round for him. Asuna gets the defuse. 100 Thieves, 3-0 to start us off.
I'm shocked that that round went as clean as it did, given how concerned 100 Thieves was about that flank. Asuna actually re-cleared back through Dish to check if Tens was up at that north side. And Bang and Derek took a long time over there. He actually, Tens got the kill, and then a lot of time spent clearing Zelsis as well. The double peek was really nice. So far, so good for 100 Thieves. Though I will say as well, Sentinels with the right read to be able to push onto that A site, force the retake setup from 100 Thieves.
Bang with a great start. Defense for 100 Thieves. Spike not in tow for Sentinels this time around, and it's really just a stinger in the hands of Zelsis. Not a whole lot else. Dapper one step closer to getting... Actually, he does have that no command online now.
Probably not this round.
I wouldn't assume, but look at that dump of utility headed that way. Bang with not many options. So many problems before him, and Sellers making things happen. That Phantom from a distance, so good.
Surprised to see them committing here, Shazam. And Tens.
There, swing, flashed up. Chaz is able to take care of one, but that's all he's going to be good for. 100 Thieves at 4. Stellar clean things up at the end. And for all intents and purposes, a pretty clean round.
Yeah, I'm very confused as to Sentinel's idea there. I don't think they expected maybe to get the 2 kills that they got on site. And then Stellar just pops off. Actually, I think 1. And you can see only Tens and Shazam are at that point, after the 3K actually happens, are they moving from the south side, from the spawn side for the attack. So, yeah, wondering whether they were actually trying to catch, you know, a rotator or something like that. Okay, fast aggression here potentially with the flash from Zelsis, or for Zelsis, and they do get arcade control.
Now, no, Chaz has his Rolling Thunder too. We'll see if he chooses to use it in this round. Spike is on that side of the map. You've got Tens, who's going to be dealing with the flank coming over. We saw him make this play last week, and it was a big double. This time, no trademark to cause problems. They have to take a step back.
Teleport's broken.
Zelsis is deep up tower already. And with this, actually, Shazam can hold on to that ult for the retaker. The post plan, and he even gets a shot on the Bang.
How do 100 Thieves work their way in? They have Stellar's no command. Only ultimate to work with. Dapper tucked in a little corner. Look at that. Even more utility his way. There's the Rolling Thunder that's going to push him back for now. And Zelsis, of course, he goes hunting, following the red carpet that was rolled out before him. Tens finding another as Asuna falls. Will with the op, and Derek close by.
Flash out.
Flash out, but there's really nothing there for him now. Molly just to delay, just to buy time.
One enemy remaining.
And there's not a whole lot they can do. Tens cleans it up at the end with 3 on the round. Sentinels, finally, they're on the board.
And that was, I mean, you mentioned the red carpet from Shazam. There's also the flash, making it look like a paparazzi. Zelsis was so good pushing through. All blind in spawn. So a really well-coordinated play after we thought that we'd maybe see that ult used in the post plan to delay the defuse.
Teleport's ready.
And the retake is not successful for 100 Thieves there because of that call. So, great job by Shazam setting up Zelsis. And he needs to get going. He was their key factor in their win against Shopify on this map.
He's the only one over at Dish right now. Again, just kind of causing noise, wreaking havoc, but that's all it is. While you've got Bang, who's still playing up in tower. He's been a thorn in the side of Sentinels from this spot many times already. He's in a position to do it again. This time he has Orbital Strike to work with too. A lot of ultimates here on the side of 100 Thieves.
But he's up close, so I'm wondering if they commit to this B side, if he's going to be able to actually have a chance to use this.
Oh, the timing's also just a little bit ahead of the smoke. Now the Rolling Thunder out from Derek. It may be tagged 1. I think Tens was the only one who got caught as Bang continues to deliver.
Oh!
In the same spot, Asuna with a clean flick.
B.
The transfer online. Chaz left alone.
And these rounds are so clean that I'm starting to feel 100 Thieves is supremely prepared for this map. I was wondering too, because I think a lot of the narrative for 100 Thieves was, you know, this first match, they actually have time to
30
prepare.
seconds left.
And this is also the first time we actually see them playing a map that they have seen before from their opponents. Sentinels played this last week.
Flawless.
So bringing out this new comp as well, they're hiding strats from their opponents as well. And with this 5-1, I'm wondering right now, I think Sean is feeling like this is a perfect storm.
The thing is, though, as perfect of a storm as it can be, we have to remember, Bala, this is not unfamiliar territory for 100 Thieves. How many times did we see them come out to real big leads at openings to map and then struggle to close things out? Obviously, Ascent, the most recent memory, right, where they just weren't able to get it past the finish line. So it's a cozy start now, but they can't fall asleep here. Well, Sentinels call a timeout. Against
FaZe, the Ascent map you're referring to, you know, that was map 3. That was deep into a series already. And it didn't feel this clean. You know what I'm saying? For example, you just see a lot of the different things that they're doing at the start of the round working well, and they're never getting punished for some of those ideas. This time they go for a little bit of tree aggression at the beginning where they're just putting the smoke down and spamming. They're not at risk at all. These types of situations where consistently they're falling back away from others and making sure, you know, they're making the percentage play. That wasn't happening in that FaZe series. This series, it really, I mean, so far, it feels that way. So I'm cautiously optimistic about the way that they're playing.
Sentinels once again on this interesting buy here where they're going to have a little bit of a scattered something. Dapper with light armor. Tens will have the tour de force, but that's really it.
Yeah. With the timeout here, I'm hoping we get to see a little bit of something different, but they're really just prepped to do kind of the same arcade take, but things will clash here, and Zels is finally getting an opening. 100 Thieves with the wrong gamble.
Fast meets fast, and now you've got the overstrike dropping down. Stellar.
They're both committed here.
Yeah, they have to flash over, and Bang's in a great spot, but he got flashed up as well. They're passing each other. Bang drops first, and Shroud follows too. Finally, Vision goes his way. Sentinels with the numbers advantage here. Shaz waiting. Understanding your players just on the other side. Tens might clean it up himself, though. As now he smoked off. Shaz going hunting. The timing gorgeous. The kills delivered. As Will drops. Tens, how much more can he find? He's left in this 1v3, and he's not able to do much about it. The spike got planted, and Sentinels get to 2.
Right out of the timeout, it's I was just mentioning how I want to see some different sort of take, but actually, in hindsight, you're loving the way that this goes because they kind of read Sean Garris and the rest of 100 Thieves as well. They go for a punish where they think, okay, now they're going to stop with this arcade flash dash that Zelsis is doing constantly. And so we go for an underpass take and potentially a bridge crunch if the ideal conditions are appearing. But Sentinels just goes right back towards it. So now maybe we'll start to see a little bit of difference, but just looking at a Hall stake, Bang has swapped to this site.
Heard that overdrive used right off the bat. How much you can do with it. Oh, and Stellar swings out at just the right time. Doesn't get much easier than that. Note, Austin is going to be on the flank. There's an alarm about keeping him at bay for now. That's all they can do. The flash swings out as Dapper tries to find one, tries to punish something, not able to do it. Perhaps the second time's a charm as the overstrike drops down. Clouds open up and fire falls from the skies. Tens adds a bit of his own. It's a 2v2 here. The map goes quiet. You see Tens starting to rotate his way around.
Spike planted.
Oh, he's left Shroud here by himself. Asuna close by. Will, 2. And they just have to delay because Tens is taking ropes all the way around. If Shroud can hold back long enough, Tens can make a play here. But time is not on his side. And neither's Will. Look at him creeping forward. It's so clean. Can Tens do something? Is the element of surprise going to be enough? Is Will's going to start to get the defuse? He's going to stick it all the way out. Position's been spotted. Asuna cleans it up. 100 Thieves gets 6.
I'm scratching my head about that decision for Tens to go all the way back around. Shroud did an amazing job to get what he got in terms of time.
Yeah, but as long as he did, yeah.
It wasn't even planted for what Tens wanted to go for, which was the wraparound to be able to fight the post plant when time is really, really delayed. Like if it was planted right to the, you know, the regular post plant spot, then maybe something. But okay. Either way, I do like the approach. They lost the first kill there. Stellar just walking up and killing Zelsis in the sand. Not even necessarily the type of player that you want to be winning those fights against one of your stars, but they're able to actually recoup and regather themselves for that.
See a little flash setup, and there it is. Austin can hear players on the other side. Now the aftershock going to push him back even further. No command through the relay. Landing as the fast lane provides just enough cover. Austin not able to do anything with it. Zelsis trying to push his way forward to Dapper. Weak. Tens has fallen, but the spike has been planted. Now Bang showing up to rotate. 4v3 here. Spike ticking away. They have, yeah, they've got something. They can find their way in, but it's not going to be easy.
No smoke here from Bang, so very... Oh, also one way on top, too.
That should be the last bit of post-plant utility. There is no other damaging utility left. Got that's really it. Will holding the line first with the operator is going to get a shot at much more, but he can't, certainly can't deliver. Stellar can't either. Sentinels clean it up.
Those are the tools that you need in that situation. Since that timeout, Sentinels coming out strong. Obviously, they lost the last round, but every single one of their hits feels like it's working. They're countering the sort of aggression that 100 Thieves is going for. This time, the Hall's flash pressure that came in on them did not work, so we actually have a broken economy here for 100 Thieves. Just a Stinger, 2 Sheriffs, a couple of light armor purchases, but it's definitely weak. So what do they have in terms of an eco idea here? Neither of these teams are great in the ecos. No team really is. Well, there's a great start. Will with the first kill against Tens. Something that he's actually been struggling with a lot is those first kills.
Sentinels with the numbers disadvantage. Look to push the way forward. It's been equalized, and now the advantage is their way.
One enemy remaining.
As it's pretty freaking clean. Maybe not flawless, but about as close as you can get so far.
And there's just no follow-up
Planted.
once Will gets that first shot. Because he's isolated, there's not even any utility really to help him successfully hold any angle really at all. So, huge round also for Shazam. He's got his ult online now, which obviously a lot of execute potential here. And we're at 4 now for Sentinels. What looked like a crazy good half from 100 Thieves, all of a sudden it feels like confidence a little shattered. And so we're going to see a Sean Garrett's timeout, 100 Thieves timeout. And the recovery has been phenomenal. I mean, since that timeout from Sentinels.
Yeah, I think they've lost, what, 1 round since then? It's really just been all Sentinels the rest of the way. And again, we'll see now with 100 Thieves calling a timeout. Ball, you were almost like, you could almost feel it coming, right? Like 100 Thieves have lost control of the situation. They've lost the last couple of rounds. This was the time. If you're going to call a timeout, try to salvage the situation before you. This was the time to do it. We'll see how they adjust. Because if I'm that round that we just saw, that was the first broken round that I think we've seen out of 100 Thieves the entire half, right?
Yeah. In terms of economy?
Yeah,
it was. Finally, their bank got bid into a little bit. So, they'll put together a buy again and we'll go back to normal. But I think the already one of the changes they've made, the adjustments that they've made throughout this map so far have been swapping Bang over towards that A side instead of the B side. And I think they have to revert, given how they struggled a little bit on that A site specifically. And that was, not Bang's fault at all. It's just the setups that they were going for were not actually effective in denying any sort of control in halls.
It's really interesting here, yeah. They heavy stack towards A.
Look at how Asuna can run away from any sort of pressure here. And so they've barely invested anything in holding halls, but they've already gotten 2 smokes down from Shroud and a stun from Zelsis. The cooldown for Shazam is off, and a KO ult from Dapper too. So right now, a great success for 100 Thieves.
And that just throws the brakes on the whole thing. See what Sentinels can do here. What utility do they still have? They have a little bit of smokes. See Shaz setting up for something, waiting for that to come through. Now the Rolling Thunder. It's going to split people up. It's just Asuna who's left on the site, and so far he's able to take care of one.
Great
Splits
ball.
up the fast lane, repositions, and it's just delay. It's just buying time. But how much time can they buy? You just saw Bang smoke off and Ethan coming towards A. Tens has already died, so that's not going to be a factor. The flash out is Asuna dropped in trouble. Derek with way too many targets before him. He's able to take care of one. Dapper weak behind the wall. 41 HP.
Teleport's ready.
Knife to cover things up. Will still holding the op. It's just Dapper and Shaz. And that might just be enough. Shaz in a 1v2. 7 armor, and that's all it was. Derek cleans it up at the end. I thought for a moment Shaz was going to be able to hit those. It was too much.
In the half.
2 players stacked on top of each other. Very difficult. And a success for 100 Thieves there. Complete success. Sentinels, what felt like, you know, definitely an A push fast. Once they didn't get anything from that Halls push from Zelsis, it didn't feel like they had a real follow-up. So they just go right back into basically hitting again, re-execing, after cutting a little bit of noise, make sure they controlled the back lines. No flanks were coming. That is a little readable.
Shroud has his ult this round. Last round of the half, so you imagine it's going to be used here.
They've never really followed up with actual dish hits after taking control of it. Now they're pinched in Halls here for 100 Thieves.
We actually saw this hit out of drop a couple of times. First Sentinels, the drops out from smoke, the relay, the fast lane to provide some cover. Now Zelsis goes hunting. The spike has been planted, and it's just going to be chaos on this southern side of the map. You see 5 members from opposite teams. They're all there, and Derek's able to get a couple. There's that orbital strike, this time from Bang. A 3v3 here as Bang continues to cause problems. Zelsis weak, has to tuck tail, has to run for the fences and find cover around Dapper. He's still healthy, but all he's got is a Spectre. Can he hold this angle? Can he keep them back? Dapper's able to take care of one, but he gets traded out, and Dapper doesn't get the second. The swing out from Will is too clean.
Really nice job from Will. Defuse would come in, and that's an 8-4 half from 100 Thieves. That was a dangerous situation for them to go into. Like I said, Sentinels never really went for that dish push and followed up onto that site.
Fortunately, it goes well for 100 Thieves. Sentinels find themselves at a deficit. We'll see if they can make it up in the second half. We'll be right back. 100 Thieves find themselves in familiar territory, an 8-4 lead at half. The question now on everyone's mind is, can they hang on? Doug and Bala on the call. Sentinels defensively, they have looked pretty good on this map. They're going to have a chance to see if they can keep back what 100 Thieves will try to do on attack.
And I really liked the aggression that they could go with for Zelsis on this defense. Obviously, everybody on their mind right now, attack side for 100 Thieves, it did not go well in their last map, in their last outing. And that's why they're in the lower bracket right now. If it wasn't for that, potentially, they could have been playing for top 3 right now. Instead, they find themselves here in a classic matchup.
Tensa still up top, not able to land, what, 4 shots? As Austin is just jumping around his screen.
Tough shots to hit for sure. Shazam finds one though, through the smoke, on somebody trying to cross that stellar.
Heavy Halls control for 100 Thieves as they assume post-plant positions. You've got Bang who's playing on site, but that's really it. Zelsis has arrived. He's going to be dropping down. There's a knife there, and again, it has just hit Bang. And they deal with everything else attacking the Halls. They know where the fight needs to go. That's exactly where they take it. Numbers in favor of Sentinels, and it gets cleaned up real pretty way. Zelsis on the defuse. Sentinels win the pistol.
Yeah, that was just wow. I mean, that was what I was thinking when I saw the retake of Sands from 100 Thieves was responded to so well from Sentinels. Again, you see them falling back into positions where they're not able to get traded, and then you have the fault line from Shazam, a counter flash again, and we have them rotate back up towards the top of the rope instead of spawn exiting and crunching them. That was destruction. Utter destruction. A great call from Shazam. And like I said, I think the Pistols are going to be really close this series. 1-1 now. Sentinels converts one of their own. And they have a chance to bring this back after an 8-4 half really fast.
Exact same look we saw in the previous round from Sentinels. A 3-stack towards the northern side of B off the knife. Ooh. Try to see if they can set Zelsis up for anything, and this time he goes exploring. Dapper's here with him, but it's a bunch. Oh, right here! Dapper cleans up 2 of them, but Will gets it back with 2 of his own.
2 Spectres now. Actually, the gun situation is evened out. It's just the HP. Shroud with the flank. Shroud. Game sets right now. He's just making sure they can't come out the backside. He's going to go venturing. It's a good kill. He'll back up now, gets the advantage, puts down one of those Spectres. His team regroups.
100 Thieves outnumbered here. They still have some time. They could flip the map if they wanted to, but the thing is, Sentinels have no idea. Do they go under? Do they rotate over to A? No idea as to what's going on, and 100 Thieves using that push their way forward. Derek on the tap, but they don't commit to it yet. They want to fight, try to get those guns working their way, and it just does not work out.
What a great flash from Shout as well, from Shazam. one that's usually used on attack. I just love the way they regroup there and they just start walking together. You heard Celsius at the beginning of the stream talk a lot about how this team is getting more structured because of the way that the game has to be played. That's one of those calls right there that indicates they're fully buying into that. Sentinels, I mean, I think the hype is warranted right now. The excitement, I would say. Maybe not the hype, but I really do feel like the culture shift has finally occurred here with Sentinels, with the 2 additions of Shroud and Zelsis, and with, you know, the pressure of LCQ, which they've never faced before.
Sentinels again explore the map right at the very beginning. Through process of elimination, understand, well, there's nothing coming from the northern side. It's all going to be from elsewhere on the map, and you see them start to rotate over now, understanding where 100 Thieves are trying to push. It's going to be a fight for retake here. And getting a spike down, 2 players in Celsius and Dapper playing around drop.
This is the fast lane to actually help Bang get out of sight here. So he could use his molly in the post plant. All 5 players in the halls, which could be disastrous if a smoke comes up.
Ooh. How did that not hit Stellar? He's still healthy, he's still safe. Shaz is on the challenge, and the rest of Sentinels are going to follow Dapper, the first to swing out. The Stellar falls. And they've been able to take the site back. You called it. It may be a problem, but they all funnel into halls, and that's exactly where they are. And once again, comfortable to fight, comfortable to take it to their doorstep. That's exactly what they do. Dapper gets 3.
Dapper is ridiculous. Just run spraying them down. Again, the ideas are so good from Sentinels. Fighting back against the halls really well, and they clean up before the post plant can really begin even from 100 Thieves. Once that smoke is down, once the defuse gets tapped, you just think if you're 100 Thieves, okay, we can sit up, post up behind this smoke, but wow, the speed on Dapper there. Classic with the SMG. So comfortable now for Sentinels, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's another instance where 100 Thieves had a lead at half, and it's for all intents, I mean, it's eradicated. It's gone.
Okay. Here comes the fast Celsius push that we've seen many times. Will is just completely stunned up. Has to disappear. But that gives Arcade control, and these pistols, Shazam falls. And we've got ourselves actually a situation where maybe he recovers a gun. Yes, 10's up close.
Oh, but he's in the smoke, just spans through, understands there's someone there.
Whoa!
Thieves, they've just destroyed Sentinels!
That was embarrassing.
They have no guns!
Gotta go.
Where did all these, I mean, they had no money. Where did all those kills come from? You had who stuck around for a long time after he TPs out getting stunned. All that pressure from Arcade leads to Sentinels falling back to try to actually fight the site, but they forgot about Will. And then the other 2 kills, I actually, it happened so fast, it's hard to tell where they came in from. There's that shot from Will. 2 of them on the flank.
What a round. Perhaps that is what stops the bleeding for 100 Thieves. Sentinels had won 3 in a row, and it felt like the writing was on the walls. Is this another collapse for 100 Thieves? But maybe they've righted the ship, at least on Fracture. Here's the tour de force online for Will. Flash in his face, drops a shot. Rendezvous out.
It's 2 eco round wins as well for 100 Thieves on this singular map.
Here.
And they have all the time in the world right now to try to figure out what's going on, but we actually haven't seen many of these slow defaulty rounds from either side. Always it's a control strat coming out. That's somewhat because both comps are very execute heavy. That smoke Asuna creeps up a little closer. And there's an opportunity here to pop out, much like Sentinels was doing. And they went for that dish take.
Fast lane, some smokes. Maybe that's how they choose to go their way out here. They're just waiting. Oh, they understand they've got Celsius. The guy was a sitting duck. There was no way out. Zam expecting the pressure in, and there's actually no utility used to drop out of that same spot. In fact, they just get picked off. Spike's still going to go down here for Bang. Hands up top tower. You see Stellar waiting right beneath him. They're all coming over. They're all in droves. You see this 2-2 setup coming in as the null command comes through. Orbital strike gonna follow. Where's the entry? How do they get in? Is that it? Is it Will falling? Bang! No! Bang 3v2 here. It's actually a 2v2 as Dapper falls. Bang's gonna have to do it himself. He's already had so many heroics. He's got the orbital strike too. Is he just gonna use it for the post plan? He is. Chaz tries to get it to half. I believe he did, but that's all he was good for. Now Tens with the op. He's just gonna have to be forced into the play. Bang has the molly too, and Tens is just gonna get cooked up, but he holds it. He gets the defuse. Bang gets the kill, but the round goes Sentinel's way.
So close from Bang as well. If he pops that out slightly faster, Shazam doesn't get half. I mean, the margin was so slim for Shazam's death there. And Sentinels brings it back somehow. Tens gets credit for that 1v1. He just sticks it. And now we're going to get another 100 Thieves timeout, the last. And I think for good reason. That round's a little chaotic.
But so close all the same, man.
They're struggling in these post lines when normally they're really, really good once they get the spike down. And it's because Sentinels is doing such a good job actually countering the setup that they go for. So even with no prep, Shazam is reading them very well. And they're also, I mean, they're putting themselves in the same situation over and over again too. Let me not understate that. The Hall's presence that they're going for over and over again. Now crushed, what, 3 times, I think?
Mm-hmm.
I think of on the pistol, I think the round Dapper re-cleared, and then that round as well. Already Sentinels has performed better than 100 Thieves so far on this defense, at least in terms of pace. Even though we had that strong lead for 100 Thieves.
All set up.
Note here too, Shaz 1 point away from having that Rolling Thunder online. Heavy presence towards the northern side of the map. They give Zelsis to swing out, make sure there's nothing going on that way. And they get really every box they could want. They get Shaz to get his Rolling Thunder. They've cleared out the northern side of the map with Zelsis, so now they have map control.
Fake. It also gets Asuna inside of spawn. Shaz to respond, and he walks a little too far.
Gotta be careful here, though. I don't know that all of Sentinels believe what's going on here. You still got Shroud, and you still have Zelsis who are playing at B.
He's going to use this smoke fading to try to get a kill, even things up.
With a Spectre from that distance. Is anyone going to give him an angle? Is anyone even going to give him a target? No. Repositions.
Smoke.
Asuna has his ult too. He can really shred if he wants to.
And of course, he's the one who's going to creep his way forward. You see him tucked.
No longer in a position to actually use his fast lane, no?
Shroud pulls it personal, and he drops Asuna, not able to get the second. But Dapper is showing up. The reinforcements are here. Derek gets 2 of his own. Tens is left alone in this 1v2.
30 seconds left.
Spike hasn't made it out yet. Oh, the timing just narrowly going 100 Thieves' way, and the shot from Will cleans it up. 100 Thieves hang on to a 2-round lead.
Great fake as well. Great way to actually get the first kill for Asuna. Set up at the top here, right? Through the smoke with his fast lane. Very, very fast. Shazam's just caught rotating, thinking that potentially it's a sand crunch.
Spike down B. 1 enemy.
And then, crazy that Derek is able to actually recover 2 kills there, just popping through that smoke too.
Yeah. Sentinels once again broken. 3 ultimates to work with, but not much else. Once again, investing on clearing the northern side of the map. 4 members from Sentinels up there right now.
Here.
Because Sentinels actually went for a full buy after that round where everybody died. And they got the defuse. They're forced to save here, and they went for a north side crunch that didn't find them any space. 100 Thieves has the site for free. But once again, we're in this position where they're going to fall back into halls.
I think with this, for Sentinels, they have to answer, how many ultimates do we really want to drop here? Shaz can do something with that Rolling Thunder. Zelsis perhaps with his overdrive can make something happen. But if they're going to do it, they're going to have to do it soon.
Broke the knife too.
We go, you see a couple of flashes coming out from Stellar and Derek, and now the swing. Nothing doing quite yet. Asuna still on top. He was just waiting for them to drop right down. Asuna with 4. The 5th just around the corner. Give it to him, baby. The ace Thieves for Asuna as 100 Thieves hit 11.
And he's on there. I mean, those shots were so crisp, so clean. Target after target, just knocking them down. Bullseye after bullseye. Just so nice to watch. I mean, final kill too against Shazam. That was beautiful. And of course, it was anti-eco. Very easy opponents to kill. Now's the real round that matters a lot here for Sentinels. They've got to bring it back. Keep them off of match point in the trap play. It's continuing past what you expect.
Rolling Thunder, Dapper and Celsius both push their way forward.
Derek had an opportunity here. You saw Will just use the rope, use the sound cue, and that could have baited them into Derek.
And it's interesting because Derek didn't get hit by that knife, so they don't know that he's still here.
Walkabouts too underneath. Yeah, Shazam, he's jump peeking from spawn. Didn't see anything, but also worried about something still lurking in hulls.
Go the fast lane, and it's all just a pump fake. They're starting to pull back, but they haven't gained a ton of space towards A either.
Fake sound cues too, and Shazam is bit. So is Shroud. He's left Canteen to fill Shazam's space.
Shroud close by, but Tens, the sole sentinel on the watchtower over B. Waiting to see what he can find. The op staring right
30 seconds left.
out, but it's actually Shroud who sidesteps, finds an angle to work with, and gets a kill that he needs.
Spike down B.
Numbers still in favor of Sentinels, and it's gone from bad to worse for 100 Thieves. Pass on the spam, the smoke, oh, the flash, but perhaps way too much before him.
One enemy remaining.
Stellar and Will, it's actually just Will with 2 HP and 13 seconds left. He's got the spike, but he's
10 seconds
well
left.
out of time. He's got more problems before him right now than there are Reaver giveaway tweets to choose from. Surely. He doesn't even get one. Tens cleans him up. Sentinels get to 9.
The must-win round goes in Sentinel's favor, and there is a true chance here at this point, but the bank is strong for 100 Thieves. So a lot to get through. And Sentinel's still in that period of time where they need to be winning these rounds cleanly. And I don't even necessarily think that the hold was great there, but 100 Thieves definitely hesitating on a lot of their ideas. Not necessarily even hesitating, but just kind of not showing commitment to that fake. Maybe overthinking themselves because they didn't have smokes to take that site. They did pull Shaz off, but take control now, game 2.
Yeah, this is interesting. This is the first time 100 Thieves are pushing into what has been the common resistance from Sentinels in this exact same spot. Asuna with reckless abandon, trying to take tower back, but Shroud takes him back himself. 100 Thieves looking to swing the round back their way, and that's exactly what they've done. It's all on to Tens once again.
Teleport's ready.
Dapper's gone gray, and he just has to watch.
One enemy remaining.
He's gotten it down to a 1v1. Is this a
Last
vintage
player
Tens
standing.
moment? Can he do it? Holding the angle, the crosshair steady. The moment heavy, and the shot goes wide. Can he do it with the headhunter? No, not yet. 45 HP, he has to push his way forward. Derek dancing around the box. Derek wins the 1v1. 100 Thieves with the Red Bull clutch.
Again, Derek with another clutch. Another 1v1. And it looked for sure, I mean, Ten's usually good for those shots, but the jiggle's just so solid. First hop shot. And then the second one too off the other side, the elevation change. Jeez. Derek just floating in the center.
Overprove myself.
And that's match point, and that's money broken too for Sentinels. That might be map. That might have been the dagger. Derek has been phenomenal in the clutch. Mel and the desk touched on it as well. This guy has been absurd. 10 clutches so far in the tournament. 8 clutches in a series against FaZe. That is absurd numbers after 2 matches alone.
He's just so consistent in those situations, man. So
continues.
good. Yeah.
It's crazy that it's continuing. We'll see, though. I mean, plenty of match still to play, plenty of time. One thing, though, is that the rest of 100 Thieves, while Derek has been clutch, hasn't. He's actually carrying their entire clutch rate. There's only been 2 other clutches overall so far in those matches, too. And while he's been getting a lot of attempts, he's been delivering. So, thankfully, he's here for 100 Thieves.
Oh, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel. All it ends as a Bucky.
That's worse than the bottom of the barrel.
Where do 100 Thieves choose to go here? Sure enough, it is just the Bucky that's playing A right now. He's got the rendezvous to be able to get back to safety with his teammates, but
It's
do they push into him? Nice shot out from Tens. Gonna keep them at bay. The spike hasn't gone down. The overstrike is gonna delay for even longer. They push forward again. The Bucky was there, but it doesn't get any value.
For flash here for Zelsis.
There's the flash to drop down. Zelsis gets a kill. It's just so effortless in those situations. The overdrive come through as Asuna swings back around. So many targets before him. He's got to look left. He's got to look right. Bang's going to have to do it himself. And here we go. Molly's post plants. Oh, that hurts. Zelsis and Shaz in this 2v1. Can Bang do anything about it? He's already gotten it to happen. He's just going to stick it the whole way. Shaz with the shot.
Explosions. Not the fan.
Looked like, yeah, it was actually Zelsis who cleaned it up at the end.
Well done, though, from them. I mean, again, scraping the bottom of the barrel. I'm shocked at how much value Zelsis is consistently getting falling out past that rope. That flash, very, very good. And it's something that Sentinels has fixed since that Shopify game. Zelsis, in some cases, was getting value, but he was going dry a lot of the time. So clearly the VOD review paying off, and Sentinels fixing mistakes. 4 guns now, and they actually have really chewed into the bank. Asuna with just a stinger, but with the movement that he has, it's very possible to get something done with that. Ten's relying on the headhunter right now against Asuna. We've already seen how difficult it can be to hit this jumping guy.
All it took was a flash to push him off the angle. You can re-explore that way. Note the trademark that's just around the corner. Also wise to the fact that it's a common spot, clears it out. Backs on up. Now the question is, what do Sentinels do in reaction to that? 10 still with that Bucky. But it seems like the hit is going to be B.
Super curious here how Derek's going to spend his Rolling Thunder on the execute. And if they read whether they're going to play on site. A lot of times there's that mind game of we have certain ults will play off site to preemptively play against it, but Flash actually setting up Dapper. They're going to reflash.
Oh! Flash is gorgeous. Zelsis swings out at just the right time, and Stellar's taken out. Numbers, if his Zelsis is just getting 3 on the round, he's gotten 4, perhaps looking for an ace of his own.
30 seconds
Derek
left.
just has to retreat. He has to try to stay alive, to try to keep the ace back. It's Dapper who takes it away, but a Prime Gaming Flawless comes through. Sentinels get to 11 with overtime just on the other side.
And what is the money for 100 Thieves? A couple of low economy players, but they should be able to get a full buy at least. Here's Zelsis round. The double flash. Whoa, what? Those 2 and 3rd kills were ridiculous.
We're like at the exact same time.
I thought it was like, I thought it skipped a frame or something. I was like, match point for 100 Thieves, overtime for Sentinels.
Yeah. It's going to be a heavy hit in towards B. No aggression from Sentinels on this side of the map. The smokes, flashes, any sort of delay that you could possibly use to try to keep them at bay. And so far, so good. Shroud is able to keep them back for now. Thieves have to reach into plan B. Initial hit doesn't go their way. How do they want to go about this? Ult out, Will not able to get the kill. The leader for Sentinels cleans that up, and Dapper gets another. They've got numbers. And they swing it back. Stellar and Derek, the only 2 that remain. They still have the spike, and they still have some time, but you've got Tenzu's waiting around on the flank. Well, the timing goes his way. Stellar's been spotted. He still swings up. He still challenges. Oh, it's chaos in the round. The flash in Stellar's face as they're trying to drop down on him, but instead he's the one who goes up top. He's the one who goes for the fight. Derek, 1v2. Clutch King in a position to do it again, and no! Overtime is in the cards.
The first map of 100 Thieves Sentinels this year. And we go to overtime. The first time we see these two teams, and it feels like they're neck and neck. It really does. The mid-round calling for Sentinels, phenomenal as always. A lot of people started questioning it a lot of this year, but for good reason. I mean, they went 0-5 in stage 2. Looked like the project was over. And here we stand, revitalized. Overtime here on Fracture. Will with an investment. Glass cannon op on Chamber. Something you would have never seen in stage 2, but 20 and 15 right now. Here's back to the defensive side as well.
Dueling utility out from both breaches. You see flashes, you see fault lines, you see a little bit of everything. And now that that gentleman's agreement has gone on, you dump yours, I dump mine, now we can reset the round. Sentinels bring the spike to the southern side. You see Asuna, he's flirting with fire.
Here.
Take a late round pinch on the south side. I think that's what here comes.
The flash is out, but it's so well handled. Asuna's not able to find anything, and yeah, Bang presses on the other side to equalize things back their way, but surely they were looking for more than that.
Can't cross this trip here. Doesn't have the wall either to actually use it this round. 50 seconds. This might be the latest round we've gone. Bang on the flank. He'll catch Celsius if he goes any further.
If he looks. And he doesn't look! Celsius gets it, but once again, Will equalizes it out. They trade it back tit for tat as kills continue to go both ways. Now a 3v3 here with 30 seconds left. The operator still in the hands of Will to spam through the smokes. The Sentinels have done well to at least get on to B. They're going to get the spike down too. And how fitting that it's going to be a fight for retake to keep this thing going. Spike ticking away. Eric playing on the other side of the smoke as 100 Thieves slowly creep their way forward. Worry about time here though as it continues to tick away. Amali and Flash as they swing out. Stellar trying to stand through as he's got a flash in his face. Dapper and Celsius keep them back. Will's left alone in a 1v3, which quickly turns to a 1v2. But there's just not enough here. He's got the Molly in his lap, and even the best Thieves in the world can't steal time. The spike ticks away. There are no options for Will. Celsius gets 3. Sentinels take the lead.
An advantage for them now in overtime against a half that they were so successful at. This is where the comeback started for them on their defense. Remember, first half was 8-4 for 100 Thieves on their defense. So losing that defensive round right off the bat here in overtime has got to put them in a situation where they think this game is really, really easily losable. Sentinels have got this within a round right now. It's in their grasp.
Thieves calling a timeout here. Feeling the perhaps impending result, trying to find a way to change what seems inevitable. Pretty freaking close. Sentinels, once again, they take the lead. They've taken care of the deficit that was before them at half. You see it on the timeline. Lower half, they're just riddled with rounds going Sentinels' way.
It's actually super important here. We get another timeout in overtime for both teams. Even though I don't even think Sentinels use their 2 in regulation. Because they have to clean up this attack side if they want a chance at this, because it's going to happen.
Gotta go.
Where they're going to need to play this again if they tie this up right here. And they need to be able to close out the match on attack.
Sentinels with a heavy push to the southern side of B, the same look we've seen a couple of times. There's no one there. In fact, 100 Thieves want to go towards A. The flash is there, but Dapper gets dropped. Can Tens find any success? No, he gets pushed back. They've got to hurry because they've got a whole lot coming up behind them, courtesy of Sentinels.
This flank is so fast, too. And they have no clue. It's completely silent.
Celsius falls. Now Derek understanding the pressure coming that way. Celsius gets 2. Asuna trades it back. A little Neon v Neon. Asuna with the lead, and now he's got the ultimate to work with too. But it may not matter. Shroud in a 1v3, 18 HP. Stimmy in his lap as he just tries to spam through and maybe get something, anything.
Spike planted.
No, it's just gone from bad to worse.
Amount of time that Spike took to go down gave him a lot of room to work with, though. But still, they know where he is.
I mean, all the room to work with in the world. When you swing out like that and you've got a couple of players, this will have to be a Shroud moment if he wants to pull this off. 10 bullets, 18 HP, very little time, and way too many targets to deal with. We dance again.
I mean, that would have been the top post on Reddit of all time. The king of Reddit, 1v3 to close out the map. And it hasn't necessarily been the same performance that we saw against Shopify from him, but still. Right now, 13-13, our second overtime. This is where 100 Thieves, if they want, I mean, they cannot start losing these defensive side rounds. If they do over and over, I mean, you're seeing a Sentinels win written all over this map.
It's going to be heavy aggression defensively, and look at that. They've stunned up 4, but there was a bit of utility drop right back, and now the flash, the relay bolt. They have to give the space back. Asuna can't see a dang thing. He falls.
And once again, the double arcane aggression from both teams goes in Sentinels' favor. 100 Thieves just not winning that at all, and they've lost Asuna, the guy who has been on fire for them towards the tail end of this game. And he barely got anything for it, too. Shroud does only have 1 smoke. Maybe we're hoping to execute off of that very fast arcade control.
Gone from a high-paced roller derby to start the round to a very quiet, very tactical, methodical chess match. All within the same round. I mean, you're not hearing a single thing go across the map.
Oh, Ten's actually hoping that smoke, if that didn't go down, he might have been able to fake them out. He's still going to go for it, though, but bangs inside. Should be an easy kill.
Well, maybe not easy, but the kill does come through in favor of Tens. Now you see the utility come through. You see Sentinels have gotten established control of the site. They've gotten the spike down, and now they have the numbers advantage. Will and Derek still alive. Derek's gotten 1 already, and he's just so consistent in these situations. Derek with the ball in his hand, he's having to hold it, and he's just going to hold it the entire way. And the first shots don't go through. The swing out. Derek, what kind of flick was that? I mean, the defuse was secured, but that was still filthy.
It's magic from Derek at this point. 2 versus 3, and they pull it off. Tens with the success on that A side as well. 100 Thieves was on a timer because Tens was coming through that spawn, but once again, so slow. And you're right, the defuse was secured, but still, I mean, puts him down. Shaking his head, too. He knows how freaking good he is.
Feeling it like that. Why the heck not? 100 Thieves once again find themselves on map point. Once again in a position to put Sentinels away on their map pick. They've struggled to close maps out all of LCQ. Can they do it here?
It hasn't been a full crumble like last time, but sure, you would definitely say this map should not be as it is right now.
I'm out of here.
Exploration here for 100 Thieves that we haven't quite seen. That wall to cross back over. But they're still set up on the other side of the map right now. They definitely don't want to be committing. Important here that they're not really spending... Oh my goodness. Celsius with the fast flank!
Oh, but the noise, man. The noise gave him away. He had a shot at 3. 3 backs facing him. Swing out from Tens. Equalizes it back. Shroud playing on the other side of this box, and they may not know where he is. They don't know 1, but that's all it is.
30 seconds left.
3v3 here. Members of 100 Thieves weak. Spike's still not down yet. Tens on the flank. He gets another. Seller and Bang. No Derek magic this time around. It's going to have to be others.
Last player
Oh,
standing.
the strike, the swing is out. Tenz has gotten 3 on the round. Stellar on the flash, Stellar on the swing, and Stellar's dead. 14 apiece.
Overtime number 3 we go.
Overtime.
Over and over at this point. You have to, these rounds, they've slowed down so much since the last 2 in regulation, essentially. Both teams know what's at stake right now. And also, I think both teams, at least Sentinels, know. When these rounds are slow and they're getting into chaotic situations after a couple of kills have been exchanged, it feels like they're in the lead. Minus that 4v5 we saw at the beginning of the last overtime. So how can we continue to force those situations? That's the question. They're answering Asuna versus Celsius again.
That's how they force it. Look at that. The whole, but the spam. Asuna fully flashed. And it's a clean shot onto Celsius. He's certainly worse for wear, but the damage is done.
That flash, not good enough to actually catch Asuna fully. It was a nice pop flash, but I think a little bit over his head. Didn't see it coming, but only half blind.
We see this funnel out from drop. The one key that's going to be missing is Celsius' fast lane.
The pinch here in Halls is going to come super fast if Sentinels is not careful.
His utility. This may hit. This may hit all of them. Fault line, and that provides cover for them to funnel out of drop. And now they have sight control. Shaz trying to tuck, trying to stay alive as he runs for the fences. Spike down. Derek dancing around waiting as you see the utility clear out the mollies, the aftershocks, the everything. Now with that, they can turn attention to the guns. Asuna tries to swing, and the rest of 100 Thieves try to cover behind him, but no, he's only able to get one. Sentinels seem to be keeping him back, but Derek again! How does he do it so consistently?
What is that from Derek? Are you kidding me? Those 3 kills came fast as lightning.
Switching sides.
And he's not playing the lightning. He's not playing Neon. These 2 guys, Asuna and Derek, have pulled out some ridiculous things this game, and it just continues.
Derek has just been outrageous. And we're like teetering on dangerous territory where we just almost expect it out of Derek at this point. Oh, 1v3? Yeah, sure. He should be okay. Unbelievable. But again, Ball, I have to bring attention back to the fact that 100 Thieves have a lead. They once again find themselves on map point. They find themselves in another position to put them away, but Will's opener does not go in their favor. Off of that, 100 Thieves still continue to push. They continue to try to bundle their way out. Asuna's fallen too. Tenz may just do this round all himself.
One enemy remaining.
We've already seen one ace. Second one was stolen. And yeah, this one's not going to work out either. Of course, it's Derek. Ultimately, nothing doing. 15 apiece.
Still a ridiculous round for Tenz there.
Overtime.
I mean, shut that completely down. Any other player would have been succumbed to the pressure. I'm wondering as well, did he get suppressed or? Oof. I mean, he just challenges over and over. Turns the flash too. This was, I feel like, maybe one of the first vintage Tenz round we've seen in the tournament so far. 27 and 22. He's heating up. He hasn't had the most fantastic year, and last weekend he was sick as well. In this map, he's delivering at the tail end of the game.
They're going fast into Dish. Look, they've already got the fast lane down. They've cleared out the trademark. They're just going to go fully into A, and they have full site control.
Opportunity for the first time again since the first overtime to get advantage here. Sentinels already on the site. Retake difficult for 100 Thieves, always, especially with Will having an op.
Shroud has Molly. Shaz has some utility as well. Can they stay alive long enough to use their post-plant utility? Take a look at Celsius and Dapper, the first line of defense. They're just waiting to see if there's going to be a push into the nest. Off of the flash, the second one comes through, and Shaz cleans one up. Sentinels again. They've just been able to keep everything back. And this seems like a foregone conclusion here. Can Stellar win this 1v3 with 30 HP? No. Now it's Sentinels on map point.
They were here once
Switching
before,
sides. Match point.
and it took 100 Thieves. A little bit of heroics, getting a couple of those crazy situations actually going in their way. Back on the B site. So here we are. Attack for 100 Thieves. Again, stressing the fact that this was the round, or this has been, in the last 3 overtimes, around the side that they've struggled on, and it was the same in regulation. They've tried to slow things down. It's just made it harder.
Knives traded at the beginning of the round. It seems like for now, we may end up towards A.
Also, look at the difference in how Tens is choosing not to go for the last cannon op because he's been feeling it on the handle here.
But he was going for that angle. Gives the space up, a rendezvous, and now the flash. Here we go. The fast lane, the drop down from Asuna, seeing if he's going to find anyone to know. Tens keeps them back. Tens with 2 there. He waited, elated that they've been able to placate the fury that comes out from 100 Thieves for now. And Shaz gets another. This may be the writing on the wall. This may be the finishing touches to yet another comeback from Sentinels. As Will finds himself in a 1v4, a 17-15 win. And ladies and gentlemen, that was just map 1.
We go Breeze next. And that was 4 overtimes of Sentinels and 100 Thieves battling at the closest, I think.